Hi everyone, how are you doing? Hope you're fine. Today I just want to share my thoughts. So it's about the little addictions. You know, when we hear the word addiction, we tend to look at it from a broad perspective. For example, we look at it as narcotics, porn, sex, the very pronounced addictions: drinking, smoking, clubbing, from the broader picture. And then it makes us not to take note of the smaller things that we are addicted to on a daily basis. And so that's why my thought today is on the little addictions that we tend to ignore, but point fingers at those having the bigger addictions. We even pray and bind and cast for them, but we don't take note of our own so we can pray for ourselves. So let me tell you something. When I was in the university many years ago as an undergraduate, right, in my teens and youthful age, I love chilled Coke. If you're Nigerian, you would understand. I love to have Coke with bole and fish. You know, it's a local meal in Nigeria, bole and fish with chilled Coke. And then I noticed that I cannot do anything without having Coke, without taking chilled Coke. It continued for years. I was taking this substance into my system. You might say, oh, it's soft drink. Do you know what they use in making Coke? So I became addicted to Coke. Coke is a drink, a soft drink. I became addicted. I would use it to eat. If I'm in a restaurant, I ask, do you have chilled Coke? If they tell me no, I might not order for that food. That's as a student. I always, maybe once in 2 days, I can remember that. Once in 2 days. And it must be chilled. You can't even take hot Coke. That's suicide mission. I was addicted to Coke for years, until one day the Holy Spirit told me that you have an addiction problem. And I said, me? What? What addiction, Lord? What is the problem? He said, Coke. You are addicted to something as little as Coke. What is addiction? Something you cannot do without. Something you, no matter how you try to discipline yourself, you're still drawn back to that thing. And I began to pray, because there are certain things that are beyond the physical. I'm sure you know that life is spiritual. I began to pray and I began to discipline myself. Yeah, listen, the prayer component came as number one. First, it came with a decision that I want to break out of this addiction. So I realized I had a problem. If you've watched my other video, a previous video, I talked about when we can recognize the problems or the imperfections, then we can have the courage to fix them. So I realized I have a problem. And what is the problem? I'm addicted to what? Coke, chilled Coke. 2, I began to pray about it. Because at this point in time, it's not a 1 year, 2 years, it's many years of addiction to Coke. And I know it's destroying me. To Coke, chilled drink, chilled Coke, chilled soft drink. And so when I realized that I was addicted to Coke, and I began to pray, and then I made a decision to discipline myself. I began with 1 day to 2 days to 1 week. I didn't take Coke. To 2 weeks, that was the end of my ordeal with Coke. It was the end. But I followed these 3 steps. These 3 steps, I realized I had a problem. And what is the problem? When you come to the place of realization that I have a problem, what's the problem? I have a problem with Coke, chilled Coke. I can't eat without drinking it. It's a problem. And then I began to pray about it because it's a problem. I need to pray about it. Then thirdly, I disciplined myself. I started from day 1 to day 2 to 1 week to almost 10 years, or if not more, of not testing coke. But then a second addiction came. Do you know what a second addiction is? Always cleaning my ear. I usually, minimum of my having my bath a day is twice. So twice in a day, I must always clean my ear. Because if I don't clean my ear, it's as if the whole drum of water was poured in my ear. And the Lord was telling me today that you are addicted to cleaning your ear. So I have realized that this is a problem, and I've begun to talk to the Lord about it, and I'm going to start working to make sure that I stop cleaning my ears always. So what are the little addictions in your life? So some of you is internet, social media. Oh, you are always online, always online. Once you wake up, that's the first thing you check. To some is watching movies up till 3 a.m., 4 a.m. you're watching movies. What are the little things? Some of you, it's opening the pot of soup or pot of the pot of a meal and stealing something. No matter what, even if it's yours, no matter what is given to you, you still go open it. It looks like it's nothing, but it's actually something. To some of you, it's always scratching your hair. You scratch, you now smell it. Are you laughing right now? I got you right. I got you on track. You scratch and you did a smell. So if you poke your nose, and then you, what are those little dirty addictions that you might have? So some of you is as slimy as gossip. You must always gossip. You must always cause problem. To some of you, it's being very rude, and you see it as being confident. I'm going to try to make a short video on that, the difference between being rude and confidence. To some of you, it's argument. It might look big. What are the little things? So if I'm just trying to think of the little addictions we can have. You can stay glued to the screen for hours, but you can't do something meaningful as you can't even pray for, let's say, 2 minutes, but you can watch all the movies, all the TV shows. So this video is all about you looking at seeing the little addictions with a bigger lens so that you can begin to fix them. As I'm about to begin to work on my second addiction, little addiction, which is always cleaning my ears, I want us to go on a journey of breaking free from that little addiction. I hope this video blessed you. I'll see you in another thought.